New dad, what's good? You might think self-care or getting rest is not worth it, but it's only until your family starts to suffer because you are burnt out as a new dad. What's good, y'all? Marcus, and I'm a good man. I'm a new dad. My baby boy, he'll be 2 years old next month. And one thing that I really learned is that when you become a new dad, you're going to be on E, bro. You ever think about when you need to get gas really bad and it's on E and the gas station is 5, 10 miles? You're like, oh, I'll go tomorrow. I'll go before work. And you're just driving, trying to get that gas. And then you finally make it there. That's the best way to describe the first 2 years as a new dad. You're going to be on E. You're giving to your wife, your partner. You're giving to your kid. You're giving to your career. You're giving to your extended family. But what changed for me is when I said, what about Marcus? This was 18 months into being a new dad. I remember having a real conversation with my wife. I said, I'm tired. I am exhausted. I'm doing night duty. I'm with my son. He's waking up 2 to 3 hours. At night, I'm up, rocking him to sleep, fixing bottles. I'm giving so much. I said, I'm tired. I need a break. And so here's what I did, y'all. I went and got a hotel room where I was working out of town. I was like, I'm going to get a room. I'm going to get me a massage. I'm going to sit back and watch the Masters, watch some golf, watch some sports. I'm going to order room service, and I'm just going to chill, just me. I arranged for my mom, so my son's grandma came and was there to have an extra set of hands for my wife. So when I tell you, new dad, do not sleep on finding time for yourself. That is truly the cheat code. Now, you might not be able to get away and get a hotel. That was at the very end where I just knew I needed something, but you can go for a walk. You can meditate. You can say, you know what, before I transition from work to new dad, tell your partner, tell your wife, look, I need about 15 minutes to decompress and go for a walk, bro. Gather your thoughts, reflect over the day. If you're a person of faith, say your prayers and just pray for your wife, your partner, pray for your child, and pray that you can be the best man you can before you walk into the house. Because when you walk in that door, especially once your kid gets like 18 months, almost to you own, bro. And everything that happened before you walked into that door don't matter, because your kid, your son, your daughter is like, da's home. And you got to be there. You want to be present. But that self-care, that 15-minute walk, that I'm putting my phone down before I get out of this car. I'm just going to sit here and just breathe. I'm going to think good thoughts. Like that switch before you go into your house, man, it changed everything for me. So listen, bro, as a new dad, you're going to stay on E. Get used to it. Get used to running on fumes, man. Get used to not getting any sleep. Get used to not having energy, but somehow you find the energy because you have this human that's looking at you and expecting you to be there. But when it gets to the point where you're like, bro, I need a break, do not hold that in, man. Don't thug it out. I'm just gonna push through. No. When you start to feel resentful, when you start to really feel like these negative thoughts, that is your cue that you need a break, bro. And find a way, whether it's going to do a staycation, a mini vacation, where it's just you and your thoughts, going for a walk, meditating, pray. You have to find a way, new dad, to carve out a small percentage of time where it's just you. Because you have to remember, before your wife or partner, before the kid, you were still you. And I think that is what happens often, is that when you take on this new title, this new hat of dad, husband, boyfriend, fiance, you as a person gets further down on the list, bro. But you can't forget that, I need some me time. I need to reinvest, because you're filling everybody else's cup. But you need to make sure you have moments where you fill your own cup, where you take time and say, you know what? If I think back over the last 6, 8, 12 months as a new dad, I've been balling, bro. Like, my family is growing, my wife I can see her enjoying being a new mom. I can see my son or my daughter, they're learning their ABCs, they're reading. Like, I'm teaching them that. I'm setting the tone. But you can't give yourself credit if you're going on E. So, man, this is something top of mind. I'm actually about to take another little staycation, man, and just relax. I'm thinking about the end of this year and just get me a massage. You know what I'm saying? And just sit back and reflect, man. Sometimes you gotta watch your own tape, bro. You have to watch, like, when Patrick Mahomes throws a touchdown. If he throws an interception, when he walks on the sideline, what they do? They give him that blue Microsoft Surface tablet, and he's watching the play. You have to do the same thing as a new dad. Watch and replay, like, yo, how am I doing? Like, what could I do to get better? Like, and take credit for the things you're doing, brother, because here's the reality. If you don't do it, no one else will. Because they're focused on themselves and what they got going on. So you have to make time for you. Hey, listen, bro, if this was helpful, do me a favor. Give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how we can support each other as new dads. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to drop more content each week to make sure that you can be the best dad that you want to be. I'll see you next time.